looking live at sold out MetLife Stadium where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost the last 3 games because they suck. Philadelphia sucks. Rolls right off the tongue there, folks. Philadelphia sucks. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this season, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free. Fire away, throw it in the chat box. Usually try to check on the chat box. I get every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to as fast as I can. So please feel free and fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level I got is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, a little farther down in the description box, there's 2 additional links. The top one's a Facebook link, which I'll go over in just a second. The one underneath it is the Twitter link. I'm an old fart. It's always been Twitter. It's Twitter today. It'll be Twitter tomorrow. It'll be Twitter 10 trillion years from now because I'm an old fart. I call it Twitter. Whatever letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants to call it, that's on him. I'm not calling it that. It's Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back. That's a promise. I try to put some Giants-related stuff in there every day. Then finally, also, the link right above it, it's a Facebook link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. We have over 7,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I have internet access, I got stuff going in this group darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in here, but if you become a member, members post stuff in here as well. So between me and the members, there's a ton of New York Giants information going in this group every day. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's a group. Please join it. You won't be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, stuff said and done and out of the way with. All right. Well, hey. Excuse me. You got to give them, I guess, Tommy chicken parmesan, cutlets, linguine, little vodka sauce on the side, ravioli. I got to give them a lot of credit. You know, apparently, you know, well, what I'm hearing and reading all and everything, he was supposed to have like a signing, possibly maybe have a signing. It's like kind of like a mom and pop shop. Oh, hold on. Got to move the chair for my buddy Randy here. Hold on. Oh, watch out, buddy. Okay, here we go. All right, Randy's here. We can continue. But originally, you know, this is where it's kind of like, I don't know, gets a little too much for me, especially, I guess, with his agent, whom I'm reading one of these articles, may not be his agent anymore, or I'm not, maybe not his agent, but maybe doesn't bookings like this anymore. Something, I don't know. I'll read over this article here. But apparently, like, it was just like kind of like word of mouth, whatever. You know, 250 for 2 hours, right? 250 autographs. It's going to cost you 10 grand. And that's word of mouth. You know what I mean? That's, it's a gentleman's agreement. You know, I call you on the phone, right? Yeah, it's 10 grand, 250 autographs. He'll be there for 2 hours, right? So basically, he's got to sign. Wow. He's got to sign 2 autographs every minute. So he's got to, he's got to do, I mean, well, not sure if I guess maybe he'll sign the autographs. every 30 seconds you got to sign an autograph. So I guess I don't know, people coming in, he signs and hands. I'm not exactly sure how it would work out, but 250 autographs for 10 grand. Well, then that was before the Packer game on Monday night. And apparently after the Packer game was over, all of a sudden the price doubled from 10 grand to 20 grand. And, they made a, rightly so. I'd be pissed off. They made us think about it. It's a mom and pop, it's a pizza place. I mean, we're not talking Domino's or Pizza Hut or, one of these, franchise organizations or something. We're not talking Walmart or Amazon. We thought it was a mom and pop shop. All of a sudden, the price goes from 10 grand to 20 grand because it wins a football game. I mean, it's very, very, very classless. But in this one article I'm reading, which I'll go over, actually there's a couple articles here. The agent said we didn't double the price on anything because nothing was. We had no written contract. So according to the douche agent, it's okay to say 10 grand, and then a week or so later say, it's 20 grand, and that's okay because there was nothing signed. Nah, you're a douche. You're a worthless piece of human trash. You're scum. If you say 10 grand, if 10 grand comes out of your mouth, I can understand there's no contract now, but when you say 10 grand, be a man about it. Apparently, I guess he's not. Be a man of your word. Apparently, I guess he's not. He said, because I didn't double nothing because there's nothing written in there's no contract written. Get the out of here, dude. You're a low-life, worthless piece of human trash. And I hope he fired a guy. But anyway, let's read this article here. But I'm just jumping out. So Tommy went in there and did it for nothing. Class, total class. He'll be remembered for that more than you can possibly know. He went in there and spent a couple and he got pictures in there. He's holding I don't know if it's, maybe it's read this article, but maybe it's a grandchild or something like that, or maybe it's just one of their babies or something like that. But he's back there. I think they were showing him how to make pizza or something like that, or so they were sat down, he ate and all that and everything like that. So very, very classy, right? And the nice thing about it is to kind of just to save face and make it seem and make you even a bigger of a person. It's only 2 hours. Obviously he's got to drive there, he's got to drive back. I get it and all that, but it's going to make you a bigger person by spending 2 hours of your time free of charge, to make up for what some low life, worthless piece of human trash screwed up for you. So good for him. So I'm not sure if that scumbag agent's still there or not, but let's read the article. I got a couple. There's a couple of them here. But I'm really impressed by the young man. Quarterback Tommy DeVito makes good on New Jersey pizzeria appearance after flap over alleged doubling of a $10,000 fee. Fans of both Tommy DeVito and the pizza were not disappointing Tuesday. It's just a nice story, really, and you really pull for the guy. And I'll tell you what, I'm just pulling for him, really pulling for him. Very classy of him. After a flap over a fee threatened to cancel his appearance at a New Jersey pizza shop. It's a pizza shop. Come on. $10,000. It's, he's going to go there for a couple hours. Say the agent gets 2,500 of it or $2,000 of it. And he's going to go there. He's going to make $8,000 for 2 hours just signing some autographs. Sign me up, man. If you don't want, I'll take it, But the New York Giants quarterback and Italian-American sensation showed up as a scheduled to sample pies and meet and greet the fans. What's more, according to reporter Darren Rovell, he did it for free. Freaking absolute, total class. Way to go, Tommy. You the man, brother. You the man. So it's in Morristown. Here's DeVito. You got a picture of him here. This is Yahoo Sports. Here's DeVito at Morristown, New Jersey's Caniglio's Old Fashioned on Tuesday, watching over at Nino Caniglio work behind the counter. Let's see. it's a scene that almost didn't happen after an online back and forth between Coniglio and DeVito's agent, Sean Stellato, threatened to shut the appearance down. Coniglio posted Sunday on Instagram that Stellato doubled and agreed upon $10,000 appearance fee after DeVito led a high-profile Monday night win over the Green Bay Packers in his third consecutive victory as the Giants starter. I mean, that's just total, absolute trash, absolute bull. You know, if you say 10,000 and that comes out of your mouth or you text it or whatever, he's got texts and stuff that shows the 10,000, and you double it. It was a primetime game that heavily features Stellato leaning all the way in the love affair between DeVito and the New Jersey Italian-American community. After last week's win, we received word from his agent. So Stellato, the agent, the low-life piece of trash that his agent, the fee would be doubling. It went from 10 grand to 20. We were a small family-run business and decided 20 grand was a bit steep for 2 hours. You're going to charge him 20 grand. Unbelievable. Coniglio concluded his post by doubling down that DeVito and Stellato had reneged on a deal. We're Italian too and don't like when someone says one thing and does another, Coniglio wrote. Stellato responded to Coniglio with a statement to Rovell that the two sides never had a signed contract. So the worthless piece of human trash, Stellato, apparently, so he can make up whatever price he wanted as it went along because there was nothing signed. So I can say it's 10 grand, and tomorrow I come back, no, it's 800 grand, and then the next day I come back, no, it's 250 trillion, and that's okay, according in the eyes of the worthless human piece of crap, Stellato, because there's nothing written down. Now, you're a worthless piece of human trash, dude. You're an absolute trash. Let's see here. So Coniglio then responded to Stellato's retort with his own statement to Rovell and a screenshot of a text message that he says shows that Stellato agreed to terms he referenced. We agreed in principle in terms 2 hours, 250 autographs, and $10,000 that the agent couldn't be reached. Yeah, I mean, and it shows that it says $10,000, and then he backs out on it. I mean, what a low life, absolute low life. Now, interesting here. Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito and the owner of the New Jersey pizzeria, who was steaming over an autograph signing gone terribly wrong, broke bread and a whole lot more Tuesday afternoon. Over a meal of pizzas, chicken parm, and soda mixed in an antique machine. They mixed it's Coke and they mix it up. That's old fashioned. That's old school. Instead of the stuff where you press the thing and it's all carbonated, it all comes out. No, you mix it, hand mix it up. That's old school right there. Let me tell you what, brother. Let's see. They agreed to a charitable solution that means most fences in a viral feud, as witnessed by the Post. Coniglio originally advertised a Tuesday appearance by DeVito at his restaurant, but canceled after he said DeVito's agent, Stellato, doubled the allegedly previously agreed upon appearance for 2 hours to make it from 10 grand to 20 grand. There we go. Stellato was noticeably absent from Tuesday's sit-down, and it later became clear that he has been replaced as DeVito's marketing representative. So I guess he's still his agent, but he doesn't market. Somebody else handles the marketing kind of, I guess. So I guess maybe the douche Stellato is still maybe his agent, maybe getting a slice of the pie from him and all of that, but he's not his marketing representative. I guess maybe there's somebody else, but yeah, I mean, you don't do that. That's just total classless, absolute classless. Let's see. DeVito, there's these pictures here. This is from the New York Post, who held Nino and their wife's 11-month-old daughter, Penei, will return to the pizzeria at a to be determined January date to work 30 minutes behind the counter and sign 100 autographs, marketing rep Max Lepsetter said. So, I guess it looks like DeVito, it will to be determined sometime in January. We'll see the Giants season will be over with. It is what it is. In January, he's going to work 30 minutes behind the counter and sign 100 autographs. So that's cool. So that one, I don't know if that's free or not. But, I mean, you know. But they got pictures of Tommy here holding up, eating a pizza. Coniglio will make 100 sandwiches and donate 100% of the proceeds from the sales during the time to charity, Coniglio said. So he's going to donate money to charity. So that's cool. So everybody's a winner here. It's going to cost Tommy DeVito a few hours of his time, and he's going to look so much bigger of a human being, right, in the eyes of these people, right, and other people who are reading this story than just going out there and just trying to make a quick buck or two because of his quick fame and fortune. Now you don't know how long it's going to go on for or whatever. I hope it goes on for the guy forever. He seems like a great guy and all that, but he did well. This is really, really good. He said he felt sorry for the bad press that DeVito was getting as a result of his canceled appearance. There's pictures here of DeVito with the family and everything like that. So, it's also nice. It shows him he's behind the counter and the guy's mixing up probably a drink of Coke, but it's old school the way you mix it up. You got to stir it up and everything like that. And you get the bubbles and the fizz and everything like that. And let me tell you what, it tastes. That's the way it was. Oh yeah, that's a good head of soda. Oh yeah, it's a good picture there. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's old school. That's old school there. The way you got to mix it up. That's when I was a kid. I used to live on Long Island. My dad used to take us kids on Sunday morning. We used to go to I can't remember. It was like a general store. There was a couple of places. When we lived in Bethpage, we went to one place and we would sit down. They had the stools and we would sit down, and they would get us a soda, but they would stir it up, and the bubbles were all there and everything. It tasted freaking unbelievable, better than the soda today. It was great. And even when we moved out to the island, we moved out to Wisconsin. There was a general store. And it's the same thing there. They used to mix up the soda too, like that. It's old school, man. That was tasted absolutely fantastic. But you got to give Tommy DeVito a lot of credit. That's a very, very classy. It's not like he has to work a 40-hour job for 7 months or something like that. It's just you just show up. He lives in Jersey, right? He shows up for a couple hours. I don't know if he's signed to it. I'm not exactly sure exactly what that, but he showed up, right, for nothing. So you know what I'm saying? You know how cool that is, right? That makes him so much in the eyes of those people, right? They'll remember that so much just for him just showing up. And I'll tell you what, I wish nothing but the best. Whether he's with our team or he's our backup, whatever, it would be nice, we got annihilated, pretty much against the Saints and all, but maybe a small percentage is his fault, but the guy's getting sacked, getting hit. We don't have the receivers were not getting separation. We had a couple drop balls early on. We couldn't run the ball. You can't run the ball at all, right? And then it's like then he drops back to pass, and they're doing stunts and twists, and after he's in the backfield, sacked about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive lineman are looking around like, was that? Like Will Ferrell at the Night to the Roxbury. Look, me, you, me. What was that? You? Was I supposed to? Who was supposed to pick that guy up? Was that me? Was that or was that? It's just unbelievable. We're 14. Was it 14 games into the season? And it's like we have no idea how to pick up a stunt or a twist. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, unbelievable. And that's kind of how much is that is on the coaching, but anyway, so good for you, Tommy DeVito. The Pizzagate worked out better than the Deflate Gate and Spike Gate did, so good for him. Then we got looking like here, like Matt Peart. Remember him? This could be his last season with the Giants here. And Gary Brightwell, the designated to return from the IR. I mean, after a while, I mean, these guys been, for my goodness, Peart. Okay, so this is like, because obviously, remember, he came in with Andrew Thomas, right? So this is Peart's fourth and probably quite possibly final season. Remember that was the season we had we drafted Thomas, then we drafted Peart, we drafted Lemieux. So we drafted 2 tackles and a guard, and kind of hoping maybe with any luck, maybe if we got down on our knees and begged the sweet dear baby Jesus, please, sweet dear baby Jesus, please let these guys work out. Well, 2 out of the 3 didn't work out. So Peart just doesn't seem to have, the football. You got to have an attitude. It's a little bit of an attitude, and he doesn't seem to have an attitude. Plus, he gets injured. No, I can't say he likes to get injured. He just, unfortunately, he gets injured a lot, as he has this season. And he's just not. I don't think he came with Kmart, right? Shane and Dable did not. There's no ties with him whatsoever, right? So I mean, I'm sure he quite possibly he might be on his way out after this season's over with. It says offensive tackle Matt Peart and running back Gary Brightwell have been designated for return, Coach Brian Dable announced before Wednesday's practice at the Giants as the Giants gear up for Monday game. I was going to say Monday night's game. It's not Monday night. It's a Monday. It's so weird. What I find weird, it's the Chiefs, right? I think the Chiefs and the Raiders. So the game is played out farther west in Kansas City, I believe it is, right? That's the 1 o'clock game. Meanwhile, at 4:30, I guess it is on Christmas now. All about it. This is, why isn't the Giants the 1 o'clock game, and then you go farther out west, and that would be the 4:30 game? I'm just a little lost on that one, but it is what it is. Both players are now eligible to practice, and the Giants have 21 days to activate them from injury reserve to the 53-man roster. Well, there's not even 21 days left in the season. We got 2.5 weeks left in the season, so. Right. Peart, a third-round draft choice in 2020, had not played since week 5 in Miami due to a shoulder injury. So he's missed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15. He's missed about 9 games, I guess. One of them was a bye week, so he's missed 10 weeks, and one of them's a bye week. He's appeared in 40 games across 4 seasons, including 5 at left tackle and 1 at right tackle. Brightwell, meanwhile, has not played since week 7 versus Washington because of a hamstring issue. 6th-round selection 2021, Brightwell has amassed 256 yards from scrimmage with 1 rushing touchdown in 37 career games. He has also returned 26 kickoffs for 21.3-yard average. That's not bad, right? Which all came in 2022. So, I mean, that's not bad. So, I mean, we have to wait and see. I mean, honestly, you have to see. I don't know. I guess we got Corbin, right? I mean, will Brightwell be back next season, right? We have Gray. You don't know what you don't know what's going to do with Breida. The killer bees. What's going to happen with Barkley? Is he going to sign? He's going to be able to bring him back? We're going to franchise tag him again for the second straight season. And what are we going to do with Breida? So I mean, Brightwell's not if like a third stringer, right? Especially if the guy can return kickoffs, right? But I have to wait and see. Because I think it's just the way it works out sometimes is, guys that just come with Kmart, they come with the store, right? When the new GM and coach come in, right, and they turn around, and they look at him, it's like, that's not my player. Yeah, I can't. How many more years we got to have more? What I mean? Which is unfortunate because you got guys, through sometimes maybe through no fault of their own, they're gone. That's not my guy. Okay, well, you think you can make them work? I mean, it's like Fabian, right? I was like, it's Fabian, but I like to say Fabian, right? I think he's with Denver. He's having a pretty good season. He didn't, as far as I had to I don't even have words sometimes for it. Just some of this stuff. We bring the guy in. He didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad last year for the Giants. Was he a Deion Sanders Hall of Fame candidate? No. Was he an All Pro? No. Was he somebody good, decent, kind of right? I mean, somebody you can maybe have some good depth. Yep. Well, now he's over. Well, let me say. I pulled up John Feliciano because we're going to go over that in just a minute. But let me pull up Fabian. Let's see, and it's the same thing with Isaac Yiadom, right? We even traded a pick for him. We had him for 1 year, and we let him go. And he's doing pretty damn good. He's I think in the top. Wait, he's the top. I think he might be the top with so many pass attempts thrown his way or something like that, as far as completion percentage. And we traded away a 7th rounder for him. We had him for 1 year, and we just let him go. Just unbelievable. Absolutely just unbelievable. Unbelievable. But anyway, Fabian, let's see here. Let me pop him up here. See what, as I say, one thing I did pull up was, maybe right here. There we go. I did pull up John Feliciano because I want to go over him. Because, you just, to be honest, to be fair, I guess with John Feliciano, I guess he was kind of like a torch holder. I guess the Giants didn't want to necessarily build around somebody of his age, although it is kind of funny. It's kind of almost kind of comical, right? How it's like, we don't want to build around John Feliciano, maybe because of his age or something. I don't know what. But yet we're willing to go out and bring back Justin Pugh, who is even older. So, but let's see. Fabian, he's grading out of 62.9. Right? And once again, this is by PFF. It's all I'm going by. So you're grading out of 62.9. That's not that horrible. As I'm saying, is he an all-pro? No. But is he some decent depth? Yeah. He was in the Wicks system. He did last year. Let's see what he graded out of 56.5 with the Giants. Let's see here. Let's see. He was targeted 79 times. He gave up 48 receptions, 60.8% completion percentage. That ain't, that's not, for a backup, a second string, whatever, that's pretty damn good. He averaged giving up 11.7 yards of reception. He unfortunately, he did give up 5 touchdowns, according to this year. He had 7 pass breakups, so he gave up, according to PFF. They have him here giving up 5 touchdowns and 48 receptions. So I guess maybe that, I don't know. But this year, with Denver, all right, let's see here. They've thrown the ball at him 42 times, and he hasn't given up any touchdowns this season. He's given up 61.9% completion percentage. So he's not not doing too bad. And I'm sure it didn't cost him. Let me go here. I'm sure it didn't cost Denver a whole heck of a lot of money to sign the guy, Isaac. Let me get there. Yiadom. Yeah. And so let's pull up Isaac Yiadom here. Right? He's given a 40, let's see, against the Giants. They threw the ball at him 7 times, according to PFF. That's all I'm going by. They threw the ball at him 7 times. He gave up 2 completions. Now, I'm sure he probably has a little chip on his shoulder, quite possibly, because he was with the Giants. They even traded a pick to get him. They had him 1 season, and they just let him go, right? So he maybe had a little chip on his shoulder there, okay? But over the past 2 weeks, we're talking crappy. Don't get me wrong, we're talking crappy offenses here. Okay, keep that in mind. But between Carolina and the Giants, the last 2 opponents that the Saints faced, okay, he was thrown at 14 times. He gave up 3 completions. 3 out of 14. On the season, he's given up, they've thrown the ball at him 33 times, and he's only given up 14 completions. 42.4 completion percentage. So, his defensive grade, this is a little skewed and crazy and all. His defensive grade is an 88.8. his coverage grade, because he's only given up 42.4%. His coverage grade is an 88.4. Right? So, and we had him in 2020. One season in 2020. So, and then, as I said, we had one season in 2020. We traded a pick for him, and we let him want to let him go. It just, some things just really make you scratch your head, right? Have a guy and we just want to let him go. Then after that, of course, some guys are good on the field. They're like Lawrence Taylor. Some guys are really, Lawrence Taylor's up here, but Derek Ward was not up there with Lawrence Taylor. But some guy but then off the field, they're lost. And apparently, good old Derek Ward is not having some troubles here. Giants Super Bowl champ after the 2007 season, Derek Ward arrested after a string of alleged robberies, a string of them. Former NFL running back Derek Ward was arrested Monday in Los Angeles for multiple alleged robberies. Ward, who was a member of the Giants Super Bowl winning team that beat Tom Brady's undefeated New England Patriots after the 2007 season, reportedly was accused of recently robbing several businesses, including gas stations. You go from winning a Super Bowl, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and here it is 15 years later, you're out robbing gas stations. The 43-year-old LA native did not use a gun in the alleged robberies. Well, at least you had some smarts there, according to the police. But officers said the 6', 230-pound Ward used force and fear to take money from businesses. Ward is still in police custody as of Tuesday, and his bail has been set at $250,000. Ward spent 8 years in the NFL and played for the Giants, Tampa Bay, and Houston Texans. So, in his career, he made, I'm sure a couple $1 million. If you played 8 years in the NFL, even back then, I'm sure you made a couple $1 million. He was, of course, he had Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who can forget that, right? Ward, Brandon Jacobs, and Ahmad Bradshaw. What a nice threesome. My goodness, how lucky we were. Let me tell you what. But the problem was that with the free agency and all of that, once you have a bunch of good guys, you can't keep everybody. That's the way the NFL wants it. You can't keep everybody. So let's see. Ward missed. He did miss. He didn't play because he was injured. He suffered a fractured left fibula, which ended the season in week 13. However, he did get a ring though. One of the hardest experiences I've ever been through, Ward told the Post at the time, being able to finally do something in the league and help contribute to the season we had, and that not being able to play in the Super Bowl. I always dreamed about that when I was a little kid. I was just excited my teammates got me a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, I tell you what, man, he was a good running back. Ward, the only time the Giants had 2,000-yard rushers in the same season. It don't happen often, especially nowadays. In today's NFL, you're lucky if you got one rusher on your team that has 1,000. But the Giants had we had two in one season. Ward bounced back the next year and posted a career high 1,023 rushing yards and an NFL best 5.6 yards per attempt. That was in 2008. That was 2008. And then he later signed a 4-year, $17 million deal with the Buccaneers in 2009. So he made some money. He made some money with the Texans. He made some money with the Giants, but then he signed a $17 million deal. So you figure after, say, taxes and all of that, he had to have made at least $10 million in his NFL career. At least $10 million. Probably cash in pocket, right? And now he's out, basically his career ended maybe around 2012, 2013, 2014. So here it is, less than 10 years later, he made $10 million in his career. Cash in pocket, $10 million, right? Taxes, all that stuff and everything. I'm just darn near 10 million. And here it is, less than 10 years later. 10 years later, he's out robbing gas stations. Shame. Ward appeared in 93 games and then recorded 2,628 rushing yards on 551 attempts with 12 touchdowns. But at 2008 season, let me tell you what, let me see how I'm trying to figure. Let's see here. Let's type this in here. 2008 New York Giants. All right, here we go. I mean, we had the two running backs that had we had Brandon Jacobs, who had 1,089 rushing yards, and Derek Ward had 1,025. And then we had Ahmad Bradshaw at 355. I mean, just check this out. Just goes to show you how important the offensive line is. Okay. Brandon Jacobs averaged 5 yards a carry. Derek Ward averaged 5.6 yards a carry, and Ahmad Bradshaw averaged 5.3 yards a carry. So we had three. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, we had 1, 2. We had 23, 20, almost 2,500 yards between these three running backs. 2,450. Right, so over 2,400 rushing yards between these three backs, and they all three of them averaged over at least 5 yards a carry. Just goes to show you, don't get me wrong. I love Ward was great. Brandon Jacobs, my goodness, what a freaking beast that guy was. And Ahmad Bradshaw, you love that dude to death, man. What a freaking 7th round pick from Marshall. My goodness, in 2007. What a freaking steal. What a pick that was by Jerry Reese. Holy cow. But we probably maybe only drafted him because maybe Tiki Barber was retired, right? But anyway. But I mean, just goes to show you what a good offensive line between Seibert, Deal, O'Hara, Snee, and McKenzie. Oh, man, how lucky we were. And here it is 452 trillion years later, and we're still looking for an offensive line. Unfreaking believable. But just goes to show you how important a good offensive line is, right? Those three guys all average at least 5 yards a carry. Unfreaking believable. And we would have probably won the Super Bowl if Plaxico Burress didn't shoot himself in the leg. Just unbelievable. I don't want to start talking about that. It's just bringing back bad memories. But it's just a shame. Some of these guys, they're so good. That certainly is nothing wrong with the guys or anything like that. Not that they're bad people by any stretch of them. Nothing like that. Don't get me wrong. But it just goes to show you that sometimes on the field, they're successful. They're in their elements and everything, right? But you get them outside and they're just like lost. I'm sure they have what would you call it? Maybe classes or whatever, showing guys what to do with their money and stuff like that. But I guess not everybody listens. Well, really, if you have $10 million and after all, and you don't even know, the guy could have had endorsements, right? I made even some extra money, right? But if you in 10, not even 10 years, what he played 8 years, 9 years, whatever I said. If you put cash in pocket, $10 million, that should last you the rest of your life. It really should. Even if you splurge a little bit on a house or something like that, but some guys just don't learn. So hopefully, at least thankfully, I guess if anything, you can figure at least he had a little common sense. Don't use the gun. So, because that would have been longer jail time. So good for him. Well, in a small way. But let's hope he learns his lesson. Because there's certainly plenty of ways to make money out there. Anyway, all right, next. We got that good old John Feliciano. Remember him? As I said, the only thing I can kind of maybe think of, is that, he was like a placeholder. I mean, because remember we brought him in, and he'd always wanted to play center. He was never. He was. It was with, especially when he was at the Raiders and I guess the Bills or whatever. He played tackle and guard. He's a huge freaking guy. He said he always wanted to play center. So, the Giants let him play some center. And he didn't do too bad, actually. Didn't do too bad. And he wasn't very expensive either. And he's not very expensive for the 49ers either. $2.25 million. They got him. It's all it took to get him. $2.25 million. But I said, I think maybe he was just a placeholder. I think maybe the Giants maybe between them. Maybe they thought maybe between Lemieux and Bredesen and Zudu, McKeithen, that they had Glowinski last season. They were going to have Glowinski for at least another year. They still could have Glowinski if they want for another season if they want. I guess they thought maybe between those guys they were set at guard. They had a bunch of younger guards. We're gonna work these guys and this, that, and the other thing, and we'll take our chances, right? And then I said, and then they drafted. I guess they went out of the way and they drafted obviously John Michael Schmitz, who needs to get a little more experience, needs to get more stronger. Definitely needs to get stronger, but that can certainly happen. Dedication, you can certainly get stronger. A little stronger each year. By the time he gets to his third or fourth year or so, he should be. I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer like that, but he should be. A very serviceable, very decent center for the Giants for hopefully the foreseeable future. But I guess being Feliciano's, it could also be his age, as I said. Quite possibly. Let's see here. Oh yeah, he's 31. He'll be 32 in February. Okay, so, I guess they figured he was just a torch holder, right? We need you for a season. Come on in, John. Play for us for a season, and then, we'll see where we go from here. But, just goes to show you, right? Last season with the Giants, he graded out a 57.4. But this year with the 49ers, he's grading out an 84. He's a year older, okay? More tread taken off the tires, a little more wear and tear on his body, but he's grading out at 84.4. Last year with the Giants, Bobby Johnson, we had him at a 57.4. Now, to be fair, let's see here. Well, to be fair, for San Fran, he's played center, he's played left guard, and he's played right guard. He's played all three interior positions, and he's graded out overall 84.4. Matter of fact, the last 2 weeks against Seattle and against Arizona, he graded out a 91.4 against Seattle, and he graded out a 93.5 this past weekend against the Cardinals. He's doing really good. Now, let me see here. Can I click on this? And now let's see here. Let's get here with the Giants. Okay, he was strictly center for the Giants. And he graded a 57 point. He had a couple good games against Washington, against the Commanders. The first game against the Commanders, he graded out 82.7. And he had a couple bad games in there. He had a few good games. But toward the end of the season, he started grading out in the 50s and the 60s. Right? And I said he had a couple tough games especially against the Eagles. Right? Let me see here. Against the Eagles, what did he grade out at here? Graded out of 49, one game. He graded out at, let's see here, 49 in another game. And then he didn't play the final game of the season because that's when we rested all our starters. So other than that, he would have played in every game. But against tougher opponents, he graded out, it was a little rough. But he had some good games in there as well, too. But overall, for the Giants, he graded out 57.4 playing center the whole season for us, and he did a pretty decent job. He apparently, according to Pro Football, he only gave up 4 sacks all season for the Giants. He gave up 3 hits, 18 hurries. He gave up 25 pressures all season long. But that included the 2 playoff games. So he played 16 regular season games and the 2 playoff games, 16. So he played in 18 games and he gave up 25 pressures. So that's like 1.5 a game, maybe. So every 2 games, he gave up like 3 pressures, which is, you like it to be a little lower than that. But give up 25 pressures for the whole in 18 games. That's pretty good, especially for somebody not playing center before, right? That's pretty doggone good. So the Giants decided not to keep him, right? I guess they wanted to go, in a different route, right? Because I guess of his age or whatever it was. Now we for $2.25 million, the 49ers have themselves a very good, interior offensive lineman, doing pretty good. I also saw, there's an ad here. It says he's predicted to bolt to the Lions because the Lions are there's 3 guys. Because his $2.25 million contract is set to be up after the season. Feliciano could eye a bigger deal elsewhere. Meanwhile, the Lions have 3 linemen in their final year of their contracts: Glasgow, Vitae, and Jonah Jackson. So they got 3 linemen. So I don't know if they'll can't sign them all or what, but I mean, they could sign Feliciano for maybe a couple years at a discounted rate, right? So, I mean, because the Lions have a very good offensive line, very good. And, so quite possibly what this article was saying, this is heavy.com. They're kind of predicting that maybe Feliciano might bolt after the season's over with. Just have to wait and see. But according to this, it says John Feliciano is the highest graded offensive player in the NFL for week 15, 93.5. The highest offensive graded player, 93.5. Giants had him, right? But then again, once as I said, I mean, if he was still here with the Giants, I'm sure he probably would not be grading out that high with the Giants. But it just kind of goes to show you, it kind of makes you think. It's like, is it the scheme that we run doesn't bring out the best in him? It's maybe not necessarily him 100% because you see he goes to another team and he's doing pretty good. He's not making $3 trillion a year, right? $2.25 million. That's all it's costing the 49ers, right? But he goes to the 49ers and he's having an unbelievable season. Back-to-back games, he graded out over a 90. Right, for $2.25 million. He's here with the Giants and he's grading out in the 50s and the 60s. So, I mean, is it the fact that the Giants, the offensive they run or the stuff they were asking him to do did not suit him the best? But the 49ers, what they're asking him to do is more, down his, why can't the Giants do that? I mean, or is it coaching? Because, I mean, the 49ers offensive line is just like unbelievable. The Giants offensive line is also unbelievable, but they're on opposite ends of the spectrum here, right? So it kind of really makes you scratch your head. When you see, especially when you see, I mean, like Hernandez goes to the Cardinals. He's still doing good there, right? Kevin Zeitler, right? We had him, right? We're still looking for freaking guards. Well, we had Kevin Zeitler, right? Well, we'll let him go because we got to sign Kenny Golladay. So we'll bring Kenny Golladay in. Now we ain't got no money. We got to let our best offensive lineman go. I mean, it's like, man, and he's doing a phenomenal job now, right? And we're still looking for a guard. I mean, it's like, how stupid can you be? Really? How stupid can you be when you got the guys there? Yeah, try to keep them. Man, anyway. All right, guys, it's been almost 50 minutes. I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll start talking about the Eagles, who lost 3 in a row. Why? Because they suck, and they're at home. They're fighting, and they're not fighting for their playoff lives. I think they're pretty much sealed the deal on a playoff spot. They're just battling it out. Who's going to win the division, and whoever, and after that, you're going to have a real good team being a wild card, right? And, so you're going to have either the Cowboys or the Eagles. One of those 2 real good teams is going to be a wild card team. And the first weekend of the playoffs, and one of those real good teams is going to be on the road. And that doesn't bid well for the Cowboys. Let me tell you that much. They're not a good road team. But I mean, we'll start talking about the Eagles and the Giants. And as I said, the Eagles are reeling, but they're going to be mad. They're going to be at home and going to be pissed off. And they're probably going to take it out on the Giants, who have not beaten the Eagles since Jesus Christ walked here. So whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me, guys. Thank you. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.